Deep beneath the ocean's surface, fishermen and explorers have uncovered discoveries so astonishing that they've left us in awe. What could be hiding in the depths, waiting to be revealed? Join us as we explore 15 of the most chilling underwater finds that have puzzled experts and captivated the world. The Yonaguni Monument. The Yonaguni Monument, often called Japan's Atlantis, is a fascinating underwater structure near Yonaguni Island, part of Japan's Ryukyu archipelago. It was accidentally discovered in 1986 by a local diver named Kiichiro Aratake, who was exploring the area for new diving spots. What he found stunned both divers and scientists: a massive stone formation lying beneath the waves. The monument is made up of enormous stone terraces, steps, and flat platforms, almost like a pyramid. Its sharp angles and flat surfaces make it look like something deliberately carved. However, whether the Yonaguni Monument is a man-made structure or a natural geological formation is still up for debate. Some researchers believe that the structure's straight lines, right angles, and overall design couldn't have formed naturally. They argue that it was made by humans, possibly as part of an ancient city. Others, however, think it's a natural phenomenon created by tectonic activity and the erosion of sandstone over thousands of years. One of the more intriguing theories about the Yonaguni Monument is that it might be connected to the lost continent of Mu. Mu is a mythical land, often compared to Atlantis, believed by some to have sunk into the Pacific Ocean. Some proponents of this theory suggest that the monument might be connected to the mythical lost civilization of Mu. They argue that if it is man-made, it could be evidence of an advanced culture that existed long before recorded history. If the monument turns out to be man-made, it could challenge our current understanding of ancient civilizations, but further research is needed. It would suggest that humans were building complex structures far earlier than previously thought, and that they had the knowledge and tools to accomplish impressive feats. Even if it turns out to be natural, the monument still sparks curiosity about our past and reminds us of how much remains undiscovered in the depths of the ocean. It's a reminder that history might still hold secrets waiting to be uncovered. Underwater river. Cenote Angelita is a fascinating natural wonder located in Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. What makes this cenote truly unique is the way it creates the illusion of an underwater river. At first glance, it looks like a regular sinkhole filled with water. However, when divers descend to about 30 meters, they encounter a hazy, cloudy layer of hydrogen sulfide. Below this layer, the water clears again, giving the eerie impression of a river flowing underwater. The science behind this phenomenon is both simple and amazing. The cenote is filled with fresh water on the surface, but as you go deeper, there is a layer of salt water. The hydrogen sulfide forms where these two layers meet, created by the decomposition of organic material like leaves and plants. This chemical layer is denser and forms a clear boundary, which makes it look like a separate body of water. The effect is surreal, almost as if nature created an optical illusion. While Cenote Angelita is stunning, diving there requires experience and caution. The depth of the cenote goes beyond 60 meters, making it a challenge even for seasoned divers. The hydrogen sulfide layer can be disorienting and creates poor visibility. It also contains no oxygen, so divers need to be mindful of their time and equipment while navigating through it. The saltwater and freshwater layers create different levels of buoyancy, which can further complicate a dive. Exploring Cenote Angelita is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for trained divers, but it's not without its risks. It requires careful planning, the right certifications, and a deep respect for the forces of nature. It shows how incredible and unexpected our planet can be. Queen Anne's Revenge. Queen Anne's Revenge is one of the most famous pirate ships in history, thanks to its connection with the legendary pirate Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard. Originally built as a French slave ship named La Concorde, Blackbeard captured it in 1717 and turned it into his flagship. He renamed it Queen Anne's Revenge, possibly as a nod to the British monarch or as a rebellious statement against authority. Armed with dozens of cannons, it became a powerful tool in Blackbeard's reign of terror over the American colonies and the Caribbean. He used the ship to blockade ports, capture vessels, and instill fear in anyone who crossed his path. The ship's story came to an end in 1718 when it ran aground near Beaufort, North Carolina. For centuries, the wreck remained lost to history until it was rediscovered in 1996. Archaeologists confirmed its identity through the discovery of artifacts like cannons, anchors, and even medical equipment. These items provide a rare glimpse into the daily lives of pirates and their brutal, high-risk world. The artifacts have helped historians understand how Blackbeard operated and why his ship was so effective. What makes Queen Anne's Revenge so fascinating is its connection to the golden age of piracy. Blackbeard is one of the most infamous pirates, known for his fearsome image and clever tactics. His ship embodies the daring, adventurous, and often ruthless spirit of piracy that captivates people even today. The discovery of the wreck has revealed many stories about life at sea, the effects of piracy on trade, and the myths surrounding these larger-than-life figures. Queen Anne's Revenge stands out because it's more than just a shipwreck. It's a window into one of history's most thrilling and mysterious eras. Apollo moon rocket engines. The Apollo moon rocket engines are some of the most incredible pieces of technology ever created. These engines, known as the F-1 engines, were used to launch the Saturn V rocket that carried astronauts to the moon during NASA's Apollo missions. They were incredibly powerful, capable of producing 1.5 million pounds of thrust each. Despite their importance in helping humans reach the moon, these engines were discarded after use. Once the rocket's first stage completed its job, it separated and fell into the Atlantic Ocean, sinking to the depths where it remained forgotten for decades. In 2012, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, decided to recover these lost pieces of history. Using his private resources, he led an underwater expedition to locate and retrieve the engines. The search was no easy task, as the engines lay about 14,000 feet below the ocean's surface. After extensive efforts, Bezos and his team managed to bring several engine components to the surface. The parts were heavily corroded from their time underwater, but they were still recognizable as pieces of the Apollo missions. The recovered engines hold immense historical significance. These machines played a critical role in one of humanity's greatest achievements, landing on the moon. Each engine is a reminder of the ingenuity, determination, and ambition of the engineers and astronauts who made the Apollo program a success. After their recovery, the engines underwent preservation and are now on display at museums like the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C., and the Museum of Flight in Seattle. Turtle Graveyard. The Turtle Graveyard of Sipadan Island is a fascinating yet eerie underwater site off the coast of Malaysia. It lies inside an underwater limestone cave near the island, which is famous for its rich marine biodiversity. This unique spot is home to the skeletal remains of sea turtles, creating a scene that has intrigued divers and scientists alike. The site gained worldwide attention in the 1980s, thanks to legendary ocean explorer Jacques Cousteau. While exploring the pristine waters of Sipadan, Cousteau and his team stumbled upon this underwater cave filled with turtle skeletons. He referred to it as a mysterious and haunting place, sparking curiosity about how these turtles ended up there and why they died. One of the leading theories is that the turtles entered the cave while searching for shelter or a place to rest. The cave is dark and has complex, winding tunnels, making it easy for the turtles to become disoriented. Without a clear way out, they may have drowned after running out of air. Another possibility is that some turtles, sensing their time was near, instinctively sought out the cave as a resting place in their final moments, though this behavior has not been widely observed in other turtle populations. Bimini Road. The Bimini Road is one of the most intriguing underwater mysteries in the world. Found near Bimini Island in the Bahamas, this formation consists of large rectangular limestone blocks arranged in a pattern that looks like a road or pathway. Discovered in 1968 by a diver named J. Manson Valentine, the Bimini Road has sparked debate ever since about whether it is a natural formation or something created by ancient humans. One of the most popular theories is that the Bimini Road could be connected to the legendary lost city of Atlantis. According to this belief, the road is a remnant of an advanced civilization that vanished beneath the ocean thousands of years ago. This idea gained momentum because of a prediction by Edgar Cayce, a psychic who claimed that evidence of Atlantis would be found near Bimini in the late 1960s, right around the time the road was discovered. However, scientists and geologists have offered a different explanation. They argue that the limestone blocks are naturally occurring formations created by a process called beach rock. Over time, layers of sand and shell fragments compact and solidify into rock. Natural erosion, and other geological forces can create shapes and patterns that look man-made, but are actually the result of nature. The Bimini Road continues to fascinate both scientists and believers in myths. For those who dream of uncovering evidence of Atlantis, the formation offers hope. For researchers, it is an opportunity to study how nature can create formations that resemble human structures. Whether it's a road to a legendary city or just a remarkable natural phenomenon, the Bimini Road captures our imagination and reminds us how much we have yet to learn about the mysteries of our planet's oceans. Titanic. The Titanic is one of the most infamous shipwrecks. It tragically sank in 1912 after hitting an iceberg during its maiden voyage. For over 70 years, the location of its wreck remained a mystery, lost beneath the vast Atlantic Ocean. Many people tried to find it, but the technology available at the time made it nearly impossible. Finally, in 1985, a team led by Dr. Robert Ballard, along with French researcher Jean-Louis Michel, discovered the wreck using advanced underwater equipment. It was a groundbreaking moment in history. Exploring the Titanic's remains has not been easy. The ship lies about 2.4 miles below the ocean's surface, making it extremely challenging and expensive to reach. Specially designed submarines and remotely operated vehicles have been used to study and photograph the wreck. These deep dives have revealed haunting details, including parts of the ship's structure and belongings left behind by passengers. However, working at such depths is dangerous due to the extreme pressure and darkness. Today, the Titanic is slowly deteriorating. Rust-eating bacteria and natural erosion are causing the wreck to decay. Over the years, many artifacts have been recovered and preserved, including personal items, dishes, and even pieces of the ship itself. These are displayed in museums around the world, helping to keep the memory of the Titanic alive. Efforts are underway to document and preserve what's left of the Titanic before it completely disappears. Some people believe we should leave the wreck undisturbed as a memorial, while others see value in studying it further. Regardless, the Titanic's story continues to captivate people, reminding us of the fragility of human life and the dangers of underestimating nature. It is a tragic legend that will never be forgotten. The Locomotive Graveyard. In 1985, an incredible discovery was made off the coast of New Jersey. Two rare Planet-class steam locomotives resting on the ocean floor. This finding puzzled experts and sparked curiosity worldwide. How could something as massive as trains end up at the bottom of the sea? These locomotives, estimated to be from the 1850s, were built when trains were still a relatively new technology. The Planet-class design was small and efficient, but these particular engines were thought to be prototypes or experimental models. The most popular theory about how these locomotives ended up underwater is tied to their transportation. Back in the mid-19th century, trains were often moved by ship to their destinations. It's believed that the locomotives were being transported when they were lost during a storm. The ship carrying them might have encountered rough seas, and to save the vessel, the crew could have dumped the heavy cargo overboard. Another theory suggests that the ship sank, taking the locomotives with it. However, no records of such an incident have been found, adding an air of mystery to the story. The discovery of these trains in the ocean is fascinating because it's so unexpected. Locomotives are symbols of land-based travel and industry, yet here they are, resting deep beneath the waves. Over time, the trains have become part of the underwater environment, covered in marine life and blending into their unusual surroundings. These locomotives are unique pieces of history, offering a glimpse into a time when trains were shaping the world. Their underwater resting place captures the imagination, combining the marvel of engineering with the mysteries of the sea. For historians, divers, and curious minds alike, the Locomotive Graveyard is a captivating reminder of how history can surface in the most surprising places. Megalodon teeth. In 1875, the HMS Challenger made an incredible discovery during a deep-sea expedition: massive fossilized shark teeth. These teeth, belonging to the extinct Megalodon, were enormous, some measuring over 7 inches long. Megalodon was one of the most fearsome predators to ever live, a prehistoric shark that ruled the oceans millions of years ago. Its teeth are the most common fossils found, as sharks constantly lose and replace their teeth throughout their lives. The discovery of these teeth sparked debates among scientists and enthusiasts. Some argued that the size and preservation of the teeth suggested the possibility that Megalodon might still exist. After all, the ocean remains largely unexplored, and some species thought to be extinct, like the coelacanth, have been rediscovered in modern times. However, scientific evidence strongly contradicts this idea. Studies show that Megalodon likely went extinct around 3.6 million years ago due to changes in the environment, competition for food, and a decline in prey. Despite this, popular myths and fictional stories have kept the idea of a living Megalodon alive. Movies and books often depict the giant shark lurking in the depths, fueling fascination and fear. These tales are entertaining but lack any scientific backing. While no evidence of a living Megalodon has been found through modern underwater exploration and tracking, its existence remains a topic of speculation and interest. The teeth discovered by the HMS Challenger remain important artifacts. They provide valuable insights into the life and behavior of this ancient predator. While the idea of a living Megalodon is thrilling to imagine, the scientific consensus is clear. This giant shark is part of the past. Still, its legacy continues to inspire awe and curiosity about the mysteries of the deep sea and the creatures that once called it home. Antikythera mechanism. In 1900, a group of sponge divers discovered a remarkable ancient shipwreck off the coast of Antikythera Island, Greece. Among the treasures pulled from the wreck was a mysterious device made of bronze and covered in intricate gears. This device would later become known as the Antikythera mechanism, and it has puzzled scientists for over a century. What makes it so fascinating is that it's believed to be the world's first analog computer, dating back to around 100 BC. The mechanism is made up of a complex series of gears, dials, and inscriptions that suggest it was used to track astronomical positions and predict celestial events like eclipses. It could even calculate the timing of the ancient Olympic Games. Researchers believe it was a kind of calendar machine, allowing ancient Greeks to understand and anticipate the movement of the stars and planets. What makes it so remarkable is the way it challenges our understanding of ancient technology. The technology needed to create such a mechanism wasn't thought to have existed at the time. This device showcases just how advanced ancient Greek technology really was. For years, the Antikythera mechanism was a mystery, as many scientists didn't believe such an intricate device could have been made over 2,000 years ago. The device was pieced together from fragments, and through modern technology, researchers have been able to better understand its purpose. Despite this, some of the exact details of how it worked remain unclear. The discovery of the Antikythera mechanism changed our understanding of ancient technology, showing that the ancient world was far more advanced than we may have thought. Supersized marine life. The deep ocean is home to some of the most fascinating and mysterious creatures on Earth, many of which are far bigger than we might expect. Two of the most famous examples are the giant squid and the lion's mane jellyfish. These creatures are often called monsters of the deep due to their massive size and the strange, unknown world they inhabit. The giant squid, for instance, can grow up to 40 feet long, with tentacles that stretch across vast distances of ocean. For many years, scientists only knew about the giant squid from dead specimens that washed up on beaches or were found in the stomachs of sperm whales. It wasn't until recently that researchers were able to capture video footage of the squid in its natural habitat, deep beneath the ocean's surface. The lion's mane jellyfish, on the other hand, is the largest species of jellyfish and can have tentacles that span over 100 feet. Its massive size makes it an impressive, yet intimidating presence in the ocean. These giant creatures are examples of a phenomenon called deep-sea gigantism, where species in the deep ocean grow to much larger sizes than their relatives living in shallower waters. Scientists aren't completely sure why this happens, but one theory is that the cold temperatures and high pressures of the deep ocean cause creatures to grow larger in order to survive. The HMS Terror and HMS Erebus. In 1845, two British ships, HMS Terror and HMS Erebus, set out on a bold mission to find the Northwest Passage, an Arctic route connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Led by Sir John Franklin, the Franklin expedition aimed to map this elusive route through the frozen waters of Canada's Arctic. However, after leaving England, the ships and their 129 crew members mysteriously vanished without a trace. Despite search efforts over the years, no sign of the ships was found, and the disappearance became one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the 19th century. For many years, people wondered what happened to the Terror and Erebus. Were they trapped by the ice? Did the crew fall victim to disease, hunger, or even the harsh conditions of the Arctic? These questions puzzled explorers and historians alike. Many theories emerged, but the ship's fate remained a mystery. Then, in 2012, an exciting breakthrough occurred when the Erebus was rediscovered. It was located off the coast of King William Island in Canada's Arctic, almost perfectly preserved under the cold waters. 4 years later, in 2016, the Terror was found nearby. Both ships were remarkably well preserved, with many artifacts, including navigational tools and personal items, providing clues about the lives of the crew and the final days of the expedition. Since the rediscovery, ongoing exploration has continued, with underwater surveys and analysis of the wrecks. Researchers are hopeful that more clues will emerge, allowing us to understand the events leading to the ship's disappearance and the fates of Franklin's men. The rediscovery of the Terror and Erebus offers a chance to solve a century-old mystery, shedding light on one of history's most tragic and fascinating polar expeditions, the Black Swan. In 2007, the deep-sea exploration company Odyssey Marine Exploration made an astonishing discovery: more than $500 million worth of treasure off the coast of the United States. The treasure, which included gold, silver, and precious coins, was found in the wreckage of a sunken ship called the Black Swan. This was a major find and caught the attention of treasure hunters, historians, and the media. The Black Swan treasure was said to have come from a Spanish galleon that sank in the 1800s, though the exact location of the wreck was kept secret by Odyssey Marine. The ship was believed to be carrying riches from the Americas back to Spain when it went down, and the treasure was thought to have been lost for centuries. Odyssey Marine carefully brought up the treasure and even started selling some of it, hoping to make a profit from their discovery. However, Spain quickly stepped in, claiming the treasure belonged to them because the Black Swan was a Spanish ship. They argued that the treasure, being from a Spanish vessel, should be returned to Spain under international law. This sparked a legal battle that lasted for years. Odyssey Marine fought to keep the treasure, insisting that it had been found in international waters, not in Spanish territory. In the end, after years of legal proceedings, a court ruled in favor of Spain, saying the treasure rightfully belonged to them. The case was seen as an important example of how the law deals with treasure hunting, ownership, and the protection of historical artifacts. The Black Swan discovery highlighted the complex world of underwater archaeology and treasure hunting, as well as the battle over who owns what when it comes to sunken ships and their precious cargo. Truk Lagoon wrecks. The Truk Lagoon is one of the most haunting underwater sites in the world. During World War II, in 1944, the Allies launched devastating airstrikes against the Japanese fleet stationed in Truk Lagoon, which is located in Micronesia. These strikes destroyed dozens of ships and planes, creating what is now known as a graveyard of wartime vessels. The lagoon, which was once a strategic base for Japan, became home to wrecks that would rest on the ocean floor for decades. In the 1960s, famous explorer Jacques Cousteau brought global attention to this eerie site when he explored it with his team. His documentary about Truk Lagoon showcased the beauty and history of the wrecks, many of which were still relatively intact. Cousteau's exploration helped to turn the lagoon into an important underwater museum, not only for its historical value, but also for its significance in the world of scuba diving. The wrecks, filled with sunken ships and planes, offer a glimpse into a time of war that's preserved beneath the surface. Truk Lagoon is now a popular dive site, attracting divers from all over the world. The wrecks are a unique reminder of the past, with coral and marine life now covering the remains. However, the site still holds a certain somberness, as it serves as the final resting place for many who were part of the battle. Ancient city of Alexandria. In 1996, divers discovered a treasure trove beneath the waters off the coast of Alexandria, Egypt. This discovery included the long-lost remains of Cleopatra's palace, along with other ancient structures from the once thriving city of Alexandria. The city, founded by Alexander the Great in 331 BC, was one of the most important cultural and intellectual hubs of the ancient world. It was also home to one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, the Great Library of Alexandria. What makes the discovery so remarkable is how well preserved these structures are, despite being submerged for over 1,500 years. The underwater site is like a time capsule, offering a rare glimpse into a city that played a significant role in the history of the Mediterranean. The ruins, scattered across the ocean floor, include statues, columns, and parts of buildings, providing valuable insights into the grandeur of Alexandria during Cleopatra's reign. Scientists and archaeologists are excited about the site because of its near-perfect preservation. The lack of oxygen underwater has helped to protect these structures from the wear and tear of time, allowing researchers to study them in great detail. This is especially significant for understanding the ancient city's architecture, daily life, and its role in history. Plans are in place to create an underwater museum that will allow the public to learn about this fascinating historical discovery. The idea is to preserve the site while making it accessible for future generations to explore. The ongoing exploration of these ruins promises to uncover even more secrets from one of the ancient world's most famous cities. And that wraps up our journey through 15 of the most chilling underwater discoveries. If you love exploring these deep-sea mysteries, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating stories from the depths. Thanks for watching.